I was a child, 5 years old. I went under a table. My mum was screaming at me. I was crying, and then all of a sudden I blacked out. All I remember was floating in the air, out into space, and ended up in a ship. In the ship, I was walking through these corridors, and then I went through to this room where there was a man facing his back to me. He turned round and said to me, "How are you doing, my little brother?" He said to me, he goes, "My name is Jesus." He said, "Let me show you the future. You must remember this, because one day you will have to tell people." "Not now," he said, though. So he did show me the future, like the 70s, 80s, different governments, different things that were happening. And then afterwards, the wars that happened, like the Gulf War, 9/11, all these things that happened, the war in the Balkans, all sorts of things that were going on. Then through these wars, it goes, what will happen is we'll come to this current time that we're in now, with these wars in the Middle East and things like this, and like this war with Russia and Ukraine. These are just like the start. Then it's going to be the blue and red war. This blue and red war will be East against West. It will just be start off really quick, and it will be a vicious and horrible war with many technologies that will be absolutely not like any other war that's ever happened before. It will be fast and it will be brutal. There will be no clear winners. When this happens, the Antichrist will come down. He looked like one of these Aztec Egyptian things that walked down a slope off the ship that landed, and it will be televised throughout the whole world. It will be a world event. Everyone will be watching. You'll be seeing all these people on TV, celebrities and all that, all praising that he's come down. World leaders will see him. He will claim that he's come to save the world, stop the war, and to basically, he turns around and says that he is the Lord, and he created the world and created the people, and says that he's a God, and he's come to save mankind. He does a lot of like miracles around the world. Famine is stopped, wars are stopped, everyone is prosperous and happy. He has many followers around the world. Everyone starts following him, apart from a certain few. Certain people will not trust him, and they can see through him who he really is. But then he will start coming after those people. There will be a rebellion with the believers against his religion. The believers will get together and they'll form an army and try to fight him as a rebellion. They will be hard pushed. He will be winning the war against them. Many people will die in that war, because he has certain technologies that he will give to people that are way beyond any technologies that we know on the planet. It'll be a brutal war. Certain leaders will come about. Jews will go towards him, Christians and Muslims will even go towards him and accept his religion. But many of the religions will get together with the Mahdi, and also the Christian leaders. The believers will be one, and they will fight against him and his armies, but they'll be overwhelmed. They will be fighting courageously, but they will have a tough time. Even with the power of the Mahdi, he will fight with such, although he has certain powers and he has a powerful army, he can rebel against them, but he will be suffering a lot of, a lot of people will die in this war. Then what Jesus said to me, when the time comes and the last battle is in the Middle East, he goes, that's when I will arrive to defeat the Antichrist. And he goes, I will come with my own army, because what you see here, this is just a part of it. I said to him, so you're not from the world? He goes, no. He goes, all the worlds are part of everything. Allah makes many things. Allah makes many worlds. Allah is the Lord of the worlds, not just the earth. He goes, and these beings know of us, but they're not allowed to interfere with us. So he goes, but when the time comes, he goes, that rule is being broken by the Antichrist, by coming down. He goes, then I'll be here to clear the mess. And he goes, and I will kill him. and get rid of him with my army. And he goes, and then he'll create a wonderful kingdom on the earth with all these wonderful things that will happen. People will live for a long time. It'll be like a heaven on earth. That's as much as I saw with the vision. And then I all of a sudden went all the way, flew back and went straight back into my body, and then got out of underneath the table. And what he said to me is, remember it, my brother. One day you'll have to tell it. And I've waited all these 50 years to tell this story. Now is the time for everybody to know. How you doing, Tariq? It's probably going to be easy for me to say this, but I saw a weird dream. I was in the marketplace, and it was like in an Arab country. And I was walking around, and there was this young man at a stall. Arab-looking guy, but he was very young. He was like in his teens or early 20s, something like that. And he was at the stall, and he is something to do with this guy that you guys are talking about. This was his name Muhammad Qasim? Well, I don't know exactly what they call him, but he had something to do with him. And this guy is, I don't know whether he's the Mahdi or the guy that you're following is the Mahdi, but there's something to do with each other. He said something to me that, he said the time is coming near, and he said, and we will appear sooner or later. So I don't know what that meant, but it made me feel weird because I saw it in my dream and it felt very real. I was there. And he did mention the guy that you guys are following as well as some other people that he mentioned as well, which I've never seen in my life before. So something is cooking in the background, something is going on. I can feel it, I know it. Something is definitely going on, and something was told to me, that was a warning to me to tell me that something is going to happen very, very soon. So just to let you know that. And while I was looking on the videos today, I saw this thing, and it popped up. And it's very interesting if you watch the video, because they're talking about that people have seen the same face, same person in their dreams, but they can't work it out. And they're saying something about the CIA was looking for this person on computer scanning thing to see who it was. But I know who it looks like, and you know who it looks like. So, but who the other person in the marketplace, I don't know who that was. It was a young man, dark, brown guy, Arabic-looking guy, young boy, as I said, in his early teens, not early teens, late teens, early 20s. He was a young guy. And he was protected by these people. They look very, very big people. You can tell that they look like to me as angels, some protection. But he just said to me that he had something to do with the guy that you guys are following. And he told me that something is going to happen very soon, to be ready. So what that means, I don't know. But I know that something is going to happen. That's all I do know. So I just thought I'd let you know about that. Yeah, you can share it with other Muslim brothers, the information. The other people, what I saw, it was like a marketplace in a sort of an Arab country. I don't know what the country was. But he was like on a stall, but right where the stall was, there was other people coming towards him to ask for, whether they can come towards this guy. But there was like guards. These guards were not humans, they were angels protecting him. So not anybody can just walk up to him. I walked up to him and he knew who I was and he was speaking to me, and he was walking with me away from the stall and talking to me. But in the distance, you had groups of people, but the groups of people that I saw were different sets of Muslims, like different people, different teachings of Islam. So different sets. and he was evaluating which one was right, which one was wrong. He didn't agree with a lot of the sets. He didn't agree with, probably about 75% of the sets of Islam, the people, he didn't agree with them. So they wanted confirmation. But what he did say to me, that he had some sort of link with Qasim and other people as well. He said that he has use of them. What he meant, I'm not quite sure what he meant by he had use of them. Also, there was the other people that were near him. Who they were, I don't know. They were very important figures, but I don't know who they were. I've never seen them before. There was about 3 different figures there. Who they are, I don't know. But he seemed very important, and he was the one that they were all going to. As for what's going to happen, I don't know what's going to happen, but something is on the horizon. That's all I've got to say. But one thing he did say, that there is no difference between Christ or this. We're all one thing, but there's different sets of the one thing. But he said, my link is with Jesus, and also with something that's going to happen from space, with regards to Jesus. So I already seen that, and I've already explained that to you from before. But what's happening here now on earth is more to do with what's going to happen with the Muslims and the believers. He said to me that it's not just about Muslims, it's about the believers. So you could be a different religion, but you're part of the one thing. You're a believer or non-believer. So it's not a case of like just having Muslims. In fact, in some of the Muslim sects, as I said, he doesn't agree with. There's only a few he does. 25% of them, yes. The 75% he does not agree. So they were, as I said, they were trying to approach him, but he was not having them allowed to come near him. He didn't let them come near for some reason, because he did not agree with what their beliefs were. So that's basically, he was explaining to me. So he just said to me to be aware of what's going to happen. Something's happening very soon. What he has got to do with Qasim, I don't know. But he said he's linked with him. What, I don't know. But there's something going on. He was being very vague, but I can see something was being constructed, something was being ready for something to happen. So that's what I saw. So there is something being constructed and getting ready for something. So that's all I know. I don't know anything more than that, because he was being vague. But whoever this person was a very powerful figure.